This episode of the Boss Rush Podcast is brought to you by, well, you. If you want to learn how to support the Boss Rush family of podcasts, head to bossrush.net or our Patreon at patreon.com/bossrushmedia. Thanks for helping us build something better. Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the Boss Rush Podcast, a great place to play games and be better. I'm one of your hosts, Corey Deering, and alongside me, as always, is the PCE muscle race himself, LeRon Dawkins.
Yo, what's poppin'?
Hi, LeRon.
Hey, Corey.
How's it going? It's great. I'm doing great, LeRon.
I'm doing great too, Corey.
I'm excited for Saturday because I think I'm going to hit my first major goal this week.
With weight loss, right?
Yeah.
50 pounds, right?
Yep.
All right. Fuck yeah, kick it in the ass.
I know.
Dude.
I'm 1.6 pounds away. So.
So I told you this, but I don't think I told it on the podcast. Every day this month, I got up in the morning and did 50 push-ups. So 50 push-ups a day. So let me think here, because the math ain't mathing yet.
Do you want to sit on it for a minute while I introduce Pat?
Yeah.
Also here is PK Power Pat Klein.
I'm an accountant. Would you like me to help you out here?
No, but I talk about it later. But I do have some questions for you, and maybe you can help me.
If it's about taxes, forget about it.
No.
Okay.
It's about Patreon money stuff. You're smart.
I tried.
Yeah, I don't know why. I don't know why I couldn't math like 5 times 3 and then add 2 zeros behind it.
Wow. 5 times 3 is 15, LeRon.
Exactly. So 1,500 push-ups is this month.
1,500 push-ups.
I did one the other day because I asked
biceps and shoulders and chest.
I did one the other day because I asked my wife if she thought I could still do a push-up. She said no, so I did one.
You just did one?
Yeah. We were in the driveway. We were playing with the kids, and I just asked her if she thought I could do a push-up. She said no, so I did one to prove her wrong.
And how easy or how hard was it?
It was a push-up. I don't know. It was easy. It's one push-up.
Yeah, one push-up is fine, but do 9 more behind them.
Yeah. Well, I didn't. I was playing chalk and bikes and bubbles with my children.
And to think, I started with 1 and did 49 additional ones, and then repeated that for 30 days, and I got 1 more day to do it.
Yeah, I don't have time for that. How's everybody? No, I try to sleep as long as I can in the morning. So how's everyone's week going?
This week sucks.
You said this week sucks?
This week sucks.
Why does this week suck?
It is like the busiest time in my work, and it's just insane. We're trying out a new process for budgets, like new programs, and like half our team is new, and we don't know exactly the correct way that the company wants us to do the budgets. So we keep getting them sent back with like, we need this, and this corrected. It's like, okay, why couldn't you guys tell us this before? And so, I've only had to redo like at least one budget like 5 times already, and I still have another 19 to go.
Good luck.
Well,
thank you.
That sounds not fun.
No, It's not.
Yeah, this week has been actually pretty slow, but it's the calm before the storm. So, because we're about to go into fall event season, and it's going to get pretty busy pretty quick. So,
is it a bad thing?
No, not really. I mean, the hardest thing I'm having right now is to fill podcast spots for our seasonal podcasts because long story short, we moved an event out of July and into October because the people that we work with were traveling and doing other things, and we couldn't get a full delegate panel together, and so we moved it. And our seasonal podcast was supposed to lead into this event in July. It was supposed to be like 12 or 13 episodes, and it's going to end up being 28 because it has to go until the event, and I'm really struggling to find guests. I need to fill 3 more spots.
I can think of those 3 spots.
Do you know anything about edge computing?
No, but I know things about female anatomy.
Oh, that's not what the podcast is about. Oh, God.
Oh, boy.
Oh, no. Well, on that note, before this gets any more off topic, we're going to get into what we've been playing. Pat, I'm going your way first.
Going my way?
I never go your way. I feel like I never go your way first.
I don't know. I think we went my way last time.
Oh,
first, but you know what? I'm okay with that.
It's been a week. I don't remember any. I don't remember anything we talked about last week. So,
Aw.
Well,
I can bring those games back.
Here's the thing. I feel like there's so many podcasts going on, and I used to wonder, like, when I was like way younger, and I would listen to like IGN podcasts or whatever, and they were like, were like, yeah, man, when that microphone turns off, I don't remember anything about the episode. And I'm like, how can you not remember? Because I was a dumb idiot. And now I know why.
Yeah, that's okay. Well, I beat game number 30 of 40 this week.
Ooh.
I picked up Tunic for the Nintendo Switch, and I decided to replay it on the Switch.
Ooh.
And you know what? That game goes from awesome to tedious as fuck. Holy shit.
Yeah.
If you try to go for that true ending and like do the various collecting, it's I don't know how anyone else would want to do this without a guide, because there is a lot of like really hidden deep stuff in this game that is just, it's tedious to do, and a lot of it comes down to what they call the Holy Cross, which, spoilers, is your D-pad. And you have to input like directions, and some of these like combinations get, the average is like 20 some prompts, with like the best one being well over 50 prompts. And if you just screw it up just slightly, you have to do it over again. My thumb hurt after that. But I don't know, it's like, I love the game, I love the concept of what they did with it. But there was something about that third act that just completely made the game not that fun anymore. Just like you build up your character, you upgrade him, or you upgrade it. I don't know if it's a he or she. They don't actually say. And you're a lot stronger when you like finally get the third key. But then an event happens, and your character just loses all of their like power-ups, and so they're back to like a level 1 character, and they're running around fighting like the next level higher of bad guys. And to get the artifact that you need to be able to reclaim your abilities again, as you go through this like gauntlet of like massive battles that where one weak character can actually just 2-shot you. It got ridiculous. And I'm so glad that the game comes with they call a no fail mode. It basically turns you invincible. So so I don't know. It's a game that I really wanted to like, and I enjoyed it in the beginning, but I had no motivation to 100% that game. Once I got enough to get the true ending, I just beat it and said, I'm done with you.
Nice.
Yeah. Understandable.
But I did pick up something that's been pretty fun so far, and something we've all played, it looks like. I'm talking about that Sea of Stars. That Star Ocean that is not Star Ocean, because that is trademarked.
I don't know if it's Star Ocean. I don't know. I feel
I
feel more Chrono Triggery.
Yeah, it's definitely not Star Ocean. It's a lot. Chrono Trigger is definitely the inspiration for this game. Um, and it's kind of funny. You can actually find some Easter eggs related to Chrono Trigger in there too. There's a lot of
Yeah.
Easter eggs in this game.
Besides the fact that they yanked the sound designer,
Yeah, the sound designer, the main composer,
the
does
main
some
composer.
pieces
Yeah.
here. Yep.
Yep.
No, there's this. I was on this like kind of mountainous area, and I found this wanderer, which is just a weak bad guy, just looking out, and he's talking about how mountains are nice and this is the life. And then if you bug him enough, he gives you an item, just like one of the creatures in Chrono Trigger does.
Yeah. Yeah. They just give you something.
Yeah,
So
he
you
gives
leave
you
them
some.
alone.
Yeah, just to leave you alone. It's like, you know what, this reminds me of something. It was Chrono Trigger that did that.
Mhm.
So like the exact same thing too. So I'm enjoying it a lot. It is it's a fun game. I believe that Sabotage would be able to tell a good story, and they have been telling an amazing story so far. And the characters are just top notch. Like
Yeah.
Sabotage proved with the Messenger that they can have dialogue and be able to just tell these stories that just the way they tell them just draws you in, and it feels very natural the way they tell them, the stories. So, what is Sea of Stars? Sea of Stars is a story about two characters known as solstice warriors. One has the power of the sun, one has the power of the moon. And these characters are being trained to fight off this last, I guess, known evil in the land. That these solstice warriors have been fighting this war, and they've been whittling down the forces, and so there's really only one left, and they're going to send the kids off to go and fight it. As for any other twists that are going on, I don't know yet. I haven't gotten that far, but it's a RPG, turn based. The environments are very Chrono Trigger like. They are very lush, beautiful, 16-bit graphics. Um, and
I love the colors in this game. I'm also playing it.
oh,
I love the use of colors and the storyboards look just amazing.
have you gotten to the coral? What are they called? The coral waterfalls or
I
cascade?
haven't gotten that. I haven't gotten that far yet.
Basically, it's right after the mole village. It's absolutely beautiful. It's just an
You
area.
are way ahead compared to me. Like I just started playing the game
Oh, you just
yesterday. Yeah.
well, there's some really
Yeah. Like
colorful levels coming up.
I don't doubt it. Yeah. Like I'm enjoying it. I love the combat system too.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's been a while since I got the warm and fuzzies for like for an RPG that's of this vein because I'm definitely more of a Western RPG person. Thank you Mass Effect and Cyberpunk and Witcher. But yeah, like this kind of takes me back, and I'm enjoying it. I do like the whimsicalness of the characters in the storyline, but I will say like that very first scenario when they were kids and no spoilers, but there's a thing that happens and I was like, oh my god, they went there.
Yes, they did.
Yeah, no spoilers tonight. No, not for me, not for you guys. No, but yeah, I'm enjoying it. It's one of 5 different games I'm juggling right now, which is sad because like we all know when I juggle more than one game, not a single game is beaten.
Well, I mean, to be fair, you've already beat one of those games.
Mm-hmm.
So, but yeah, like you said, the battle system's a lot of fun. The cool thing is, you don't have to be good at this kind of a game. You don't have to be good at the precision prompts that either power your character or gives them a stronger defense when you like hit it just at the right time. Because like Final Fantasy 16, this game gives you artifacts, and you can equip these artifacts, and they can make the game significantly easier for you. It can one artifact, for example, like if you can hit the prompt right, it launches off a star flare to let you know, hey, you hit the prompt right. So it helps you get that prompt down. Or another artifact, and I'm using this one, it restores your health after you finish a battle. That was one thing I didn't like in the demo, was you don't have a whole lot of health, and so you're always constantly like on the edge of being like defeated.
Living on the edge.
Yep.
Yeah. Now I have a question for you guys, because Corey, you're playing it too, right?
Yeah, I only played like the first half hour of it though, because
Is there did you guys pick up on this elitist attitude? We know, like, basically, it's like Harry Potter, for example, like the people that can use magic, versus the people who can't, and like, have you picked that up?
Well, I mean, the headmaster was definitely kind of a jerk.
Oh yeah, the headmaster was an asshole.
Yeah, but
It's
so
like,
far,
it's like, dude, that's a kid. What is wrong with you?
yeah. I think it's just more that village in particular. I don't know. I haven't dealt with too much elitism in the game just yet, but maybe that still is happening. I've only seen like 3 villages. So.
Yeah, are you playing as Valere, or are you playing with Azale?
Zale.
Okay, me too.
Yeah, I played as Valera in the demo, and honestly, the game says it right in the beginning. It doesn't matter which character you choose.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. Yeah.
I'm playing as the girl.
Valere. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now here's a question. Did I couldn't be the only one that thought like Zale had a tail, right? When he was running.
He doesn't have a tail. He has.
It's that cloth he quilted. Yeah. So, but when he runs, I was like, does he have a tail? Is he supposed to be a Saiyan? What is this?
Yep, he's a Saiyan. Powers up and he does the Kamehameha. Oh no, the Spirit Bomb. That's what it is.
Right?
It's like hold it, gain the power.
Wow.
I guess that means Valera has a Destructo disc.
She does. She has the moon ring.
Wow.
Damn it. Inspiration from Dragon Ball.
Akira Toriyama. Yep.
Yeah, that's me though. I played other things, but I haven't really achieved much to really talk about them yet.
When you go to the website though, like for Sea of Stars, the accolades, man, like you got like 9s and 10s out of 10s. I was like, God damn, like, but I mean, I'm kind of up there with them. Like, I feel like it's a high 9.
I had this like thought in my head, like, because if you think about it, the game's actually scoring much better than Final Fantasy 16, but I think in Open Critic, Sea of Stars is 88 and Final Fantasy was 87. Mm-hmm. And I'm like wondering, like, like a lot of people worked on Final Fantasy, and it's a completely different caliber of RPG, and yet you have Sea of Stars that's technically beating it in rankings. But then I'm like thinking I can't think that way, because then I'm saying that one has to be better than the other, and instead they're saying like for this quality of game, they rank it at an 88. So if like the Sea of Stars maybe had a team this size of Final Fantasy, maybe that would still technically be 88 with what they did. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
I just didn't want to like feel too insulted that Sea of Stars was beating Final Fantasy.
It might be.
Oh no. I think it's the nostalgia feeling for this game, as well as refreshing. It's like, even though like it's got a little bit of darkness to it and stuff like that, it's something different than what's usually been coming out lately, because like and also I also feel like there's the indie factor that's involved here, because I feel like games like this, like when it tickles the right nerves and stuff like that, like it's all there. The games like this are always going to get like the most amazing like reviews and scores and stuff.
I totally agree with you. The nostalgia is really what drives this game. It's basically our childhood.
Yeah.
And then on the other side, it's like the game doesn't do anything new. So, but that's okay, because this is something that we wanted something of this style, but something like told differently than Chrono Trigger. I feel, like a fresh new Chrono Trigger.
Mm-hmm.
I never played Chrono Trigger, so I don't get any of these references.
Oh, you're missing out. Oh my god.
Yeah,
People keep saying
that is the quintessential.
It's one of those games. It's one of those games. Like even though I feel like anyone can pick up and play the game now, brand new. I feel like there was magic when you played it back when it was a new game. That's if you were old enough to play it, But still, like if you played it at a younger age, as compared to being an adult, like there's something just different about it. It just hits different.
Mm-hmm.
It's all about that time travel and that beautiful music and the high res 16-bit.
Why can't I find our Metacritic list?
I do
Trying
not
to see who had Sea of Stars.
I don't know. That seems
No, Sea of Stars was not on my list.
That seems troublesome.
What seems troublesome? You can't find it either?
Well, if you can't find it, I need to go find it.
Yeah, please find it and send me a link. I need to look something up.
Yeah, that seems. What are you playing there on?
Pat, were you done?
Yeah, I'm done.
Okay. All right. Well, let's see. We just talked about Sea of Stars, which I am playing. I'm currently playing that on the ROG Ally, as well as Bomb Rush Cyberpunk, which I kind of slowed down on that, but I'm about halfway through the game and stuff. And like once you start picking up new characters and stuff, like the game gets fun. And you know what? I miss Jet Set Radio, and I'm saying that not to say that this game is not good, but it's so nostalgic for me with Jet Set Radio and stuff like that. That it's just like, man, like we just need a Jet Set Radio, like hopefully like Sega's paying attention, like brings it back somehow, some way, I don't want to talk about Jet Set Radio, but Bomber Cyberpunk, yeah. I'm going to tongue twist that for a while, but yeah. The one thing I will say is there's so many different ways for you to play this game that you don't have to play this game just like people play Jet Set Radio, and also like they put enough diversity in it to where it feels like you're playing a different game, even though at its core, because just like with Sea of Stars, where they have the original game composer from Chrono Trigger on this, the game composer from Jet Set Radio did Cyberpunk,
Nice.
And yeah, like there's times you just sit there and you just listen to the soundtrack, you just don't move. But also, tagging the graffiti and stuff like that, it's interesting because like there's different ways to tag graffiti and get different outcomes and stuff like that. Even though like technically it's still like Jet Set Radio where you have like the templates that basically you have it set, like it'll do the thing and stuff like that. So yeah, there's unique and interesting ways. I don't have a favorite character just yet, because I knew who my favorite characters were in Jet Set Radio, but I don't have a favorite character just yet. But I do like the fact that like there's skateboards, there's inline skates, there's bikes and all this stuff. Like you can use and do tricks and all this stuff. It's insane and it's fun. Beyond that, I am also playing Armored Core 6: Fires of Rubicon. And let me just tell you right now, boys and girls, this is not your daddy's Armored Core.
Mm-hmm.
This is not this game. This game is why I can't remember the last Armored Core game I played, but I feel like it was on PlayStation 2. Actually, wait, I can't remember. Like, what was the last console Armored Core came out on besides the PSP?
I thought it was PS2.
No, there were two on 360 and PS3.
Okay.
Okay. I just need to be sure. Okay, so yeah, I haven't played Armored Core in a while. So like, this is a new experience for me. Like, I mean, it feels it's the same, but it's also new. Like the fluidity of movement and stuff like that is just wild, man. And like every now and then I'll be on YouTube and like I'll see people having like a stream of Armored Core, and I'm like, I just sit there and I just watch for like a good 15-20 minutes, and try not to be spoiled, in in the process, because I swear, like, man, like the game looks good, it feels good, it plays good, it looks nice, like the presentation is there, and it's like, man, like FromSoft is having a wonderful fucking year.
Yeah. I mean, I hear it's like really hardcore. Armored Core.
It is. It is. I won't lie. It took me like 7 continues to like beat that initial boss. And
Yeah, I
that's
heard
just the
the
boss from
initial
the, that's
one's
just the
the
boss from
hardest.
yeah, that's just the boss. That's just the boss from the intro of the game. Like you don't even roll opening credits until you beat that boss.
Yeah.
A game has that boss teaches you that you need to specifically customize your mech.
Oh yeah, well that's one, but also that boss teaches you need to learn how to fucking move.
Yeah. Oh, is that it?
And I mean, you know, the other stuff I've been playing. So Marvel Spider-Man Remastered, which hopefully I'll have that beat real soon, and Dead Space Remake, which I'm just kind of taking my sweet time on. You know, like I'm doing the one gun run. So you know, I'm trying to be like, I guess, not wasteful with ammo, even though technically, like, I've already got the plasma cutter like completely kitted out. So like, you know, like it's to the point where like the plasma cutter will basically like 1 to 2 shots certain things now. It won't one shot a brute, but you know, 1 or 2 shot everything else.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's it for me.
Cool.
Yeah, like I just got games spread out all over the place. Like I'm playing Armored Core 6 on the PC. Cyberpunk and Sea of Stars are dedicated ROG Ally games because I can just take those anywhere. And actually, I'm playing Spider-Man and Dead Space on the Ally as well because those are games that are just using the Flex. But I bounce back and forth because of the Steam saves. I bounce back and forth to PC and ROG Ally on those. Sea of Stars, I got courtesy of Game Pass, but that's a game I think I'm going to have to spend the money on.
Yeah, I mean that game's. I mean, I hope I can get to dive deeper into it. Sorry, I'm kind of distracted looking up stuff. Yeah, Sea of Stars is really a good looking game. I'm not gonna lie. But other than that, nothing really new for me. I'm still playing Plague Tale, Innocent, and
real fast. Don't mean to cut you off. So yeah, I fired up the Xbox app on my PC. It said Starfield is ready to play. So I was like, oh really? So I went and clicked it, and it's like, nah, you have to wait.
Yeah. The tease.
Like, fuck you, Microsoft.
Well, a lot of people are excited that it's
Oh, by the way, did you hear about that guy that was that sold boosted copies of the game?
Yeah,
and got caught.
Yeah,
Woo!
That's funny.
Woo! And like a dumbass, like broadcasted it on the internet.
Yeah, he streamed it.
Yeah, I'm like, wow, dude.
hey, what could possibly go wrong, right?
The gall and the gumption.
What an idiot, man.
Yeah. All right, Corey. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
Oh, that's okay. So for me, other than a little bit of Sea of Stars, I've been playing a Plague Tale Innocence. I'm about halfway through, I think. Nothing really new to say. It's just sometimes stealth is hard if you don't play stealth games. You got to know when to throw the pots. You got to know when to shoot the fire. You got to know when to nail guys in the head with a rock. You know, all those things. Or take out their lantern and watch the rats eat them. But that game's really fun. And then I am also playing Season of the Witch for Destiny 2. It's a pretty good season. I'm glad this season is good because I kind of took a little like last season off except for the story stuff. But this season is really good. The events are good. The story is good. A lot of the sandbox changes they made are good. So I'm very happy with Destiny right now. The weapons are kind of cool. So nothing else really to report on that. I also watched all 3 episodes of Ahsoka, which is show's pretty good. I'm enjoying it.
I'm not that far along. I did watch the opening episode though.
Yeah. Also, to the people who said that you have to watch 5 seasons of Rebels to understand this show, or 4 seasons or whatever, it's like
They're lying.
no, you don't.
Yeah, they want to be completionists, but I haven't seen anything in the first episode I've watched that makes me that compels me to go back and rewatch Rebels.
Yeah, here are the key points if you want to watch Ahsoka and skip Rebels. Okay, Ezra Bridger supposedly died at the end of Rebels, holding off Admiral Thrawn. There's some memorial service at the end, congratulating the team. The first episode of Ahsoka is basically the last episode of Rebels in live action. So, parts of it at least. So, yeah, and that Ahsoka is Anakin's Padawan. There you go, caught up. There's a couple other characters in there, but you know, you'll understand. So, also, thrift store C-3PO is I don't know, man. It's funny.
Thrift store C-3PO.
Well, you know, the droid that has like the weird like 1940s military construct like hat on his head. There's a really cool space battle though in the third episode, LeRon. I think you'll appreciate. It's really cool. So
okay, yeah, I plan to get back with it. Just stuff's been going on.
No, I get it. I get it. I get it. But that's it. So let's move on to some topics. So here's a topic, everybody. Name the 5 games that define you as a gamer. You know, the basically like not necessarily your top 5 games of all time, but games that show the types of games that you like and are kind of, you know, attached to in some way, or
they molded you into the man that you are today.
Yes, exactly. You know what, LeRon? I'm going to start with you.
Starting with me, huh?
Yeah, I'm starting with you.
We want to understand what made LeRon.
Yeah. Okay. All right. You just want me to just rattle them all off and talk about them?
Yeah, I mean, just like, you know, say a game, talk about it in a minute, go on to the next one. You know,
all right. Well, this is not in any particular order except for this very first one. This is one of the ones that, you know, like fondest memories like of a modern game at that time. It's Metroid. And I counted both the OG NES version as well as the Zero Mission version in my list, because I think I've explained this a few times when I was on Nintendo Power Black. Like back in those days with the NES games, like the NES games were so bare bones and stuff like that you know, like they were entertaining, but they also force you to use your imagination. And stuff like that, and like if anyone's ever played the original Metroid, like I remember selling like that game. Like remember when the Game Boy Advance was out and they did Nintendo Classics on the cartridges, and people would buy that. I remember having to explain to people. I was like, look, man, like I know you played Zero Mission. This is nothing like Zero Mission. And stuff like that. But yeah. I love sci-fi game. I love science fiction. And Metroid was one. I want to say Metroid was probably the second NES game I played outside Super Mario Brothers. The second one, you know. And I just remember it was an experience, you know. And this is before learning the Justin Bailey code and I forget the other code. You know, I actually had to play this game, and I remember getting lost in like Kraid's lair and all this stuff, and you know, doing the bomb trick, you know, like that basically propelled you up, you know, like the entire map and stuff like that. Yeah, like God, damn, that was hard to do as a 12, 13-year-old back in those days. Jeez. But
that one had to be very. So then
precise. You know, like later. Oh yeah, and then you know, like Nintendo like flipped it on his head. You know, when Zero Mission comes out, because Zero Mission is basically a marriage of Metroid and Super Metroid, and Super Metroid is one of my is my alt is you know what?
Mhm.
We now have more Metroid games out now to where like I think Super Metroid is in danger of getting knocked off my all-time favorite Metroid game in the series.
Gasp.
What?
Yeah, like it is, yeah. Honestly, Zero Mission came out and I was like, ooh, because it was Metroid, but it was also Super Metroid, and you had Super Metroid tactics and tricks, and you had like a brand new level and stuff like that. I was like, come on, like what is happening here? Like blowing my fucking mind. Yeah. So yeah, give it up for Metroid. Metroid is basically what made me the sci-fi gamer I am. Right now, and the tradition continues with Metroid Prime and Metroid Dread and all that stuff. Fun fact: my boyfriend and I we had a day we stayed in and just played video games on Sunday, and and we were actually supposed to play Super Mario 3D Land. We were supposed to play that, the one that's on the Switch right now. But
3D
lo and
World, but
behold,
it's okay, LeRon.
3D World. Okay, my 3D Land. That's Game Boy, right?
Nope,
Game Boy
that's the DS.
DS.
3DS.
Okay,
3DS.
all right. 3D World. Yeah, we were
Come
supposed to play
on.
that, but he left the cartridge at his place. Like he left my game at his place.
Oh, fail.
So I was like, well, we were supposed to play something together, and I was like, we were looking through the games I have installed on my Switch, and I was like, there's not too much, but you do have my copy. You also have my physical copy of Metroid Dread. You want to start that? So yeah, we were playing Metroid Dread, and it was funny because it's been a while since I played Metroid Dread, so yeah, like I had to get refamiliarized with controls, and every time he got to an enemy room, he just handed me the controller.
That's kind of how I feel sometimes about that game, though. Not because
I forgot.
not
Go ahead.
not because they're hard to not because they're not hard to escape or anything, but I just man, I sometimes it's just tiring to run away from them, especially because you like know where you need to go, and then you end up running away, and then you get lost, and you're like, oh, I need to fucking go back there, and then I don't know how to get there, and then I just play something else because
I tried to show off to my boyfriend and show how I could counter like the enemies when when they capture you and stuff like that.
yeah.
How'd that work?
The sad thing was though, like back when Metroid Dread was new though, I was good at it. I had a 50-50 shot, like I have 50% success ratio of countering those guys when they capture me. And for whatever reason, if I block the first one, like I get out the second one,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but Sunday I was crashing and burning. Like every time they grabbed me, I was like, "Oh, she's speared. She's dead."
Done.
She got her DNA removed.
By the way, as strong as Samus is, how's this thing annihilating her in one hit?
They're strong, man.
I mean, it takes that giant eel and just like shoves it right in her face.
All right, but moving on, like my next game on my 5 games list is Uncharted Drake's Fortune. Like this is a game that actually like made me spend the money for a PS3, like an original PS3, so $600 for a PS3. God, like I hope I never do that shit again. Spend more than $500 for a game system.
Didn't you just do that with the Rock Ally?
Okay. There's that. Shut up.
You could use the excuse that it's actually a handheld PC, but are you doing any PCing on that thing? No.
Are you supposed to though?
You can.
It's a handheld PC that
I know, but
first and foremost, Asus like maneuvered it as a gaming system.
I know, but I've seen people dock it and like hook a keyboard and mouse up to it to like go on the internet and stuff.
Why?
Can I do spreadsheets on it?
I don't know, man. You can do it. You can
have a
do anything
goddamn
you can on
smartphone.
Windows.
You have a fucking smartphone. Why?
Look, man, I don't know. I don't understand people. Okay, I've seen pictures of this stuff.
I know. I've seen it too. Like just like there's this Asus basically like released a graphics card that you hook up your ROG Ally to, and then you hook that up to like a monitor and something, and it's like, come on, guys, or to your television. It's like, come on, guys, like, why? Why are you spending the money? And like it's almost like double the price of the ROG Ally. So I was like, why are you spending the money on this? I'm exaggerating when I say it's double the price, but it's expensive.
Yeah.
Yeah, but anyway, Uncharted Drake's Fortune. Like, man, okay. So I'm gonna say at that time I had never seen anything like that in gaming before. Like when the trailers came out for Drake's Fortune, and I was like, wait, this is Naughty Dog? This is the Crash Bandicoot, like Jack and Daxter people? Like what is this?
Man, Jack 1, so good.
Oh yeah, the Precursor Legacy, yeah, for real. But yeah, like and then to get your hands on it and play it, and it's like, man, this is like Indiana Jones and Tomb Raider like had a love child. It was fun. It was fast. It had comedy. It had action. Oh my god! Like I did not know that. Like I think that's when I started falling in love with PlayStation's like basically like single player like franchises. I think that was the point, right there.
That's kind of where it started, to be honest with you. Really,
if we look back, we had Jack and Daxter, we had Ratchet and Clank.
No, I know, but I mean the PlayStation that we know today, right? That's kind of where it started. Yeah. I mean, I guess you could say it started with like Resistance or something, but people. I think it really started with Uncharted. Actually, probably something like Uncharted 2, but Uncharted 1 is really, got to give it its props.
Yeah, man, and shoot, I hope there's still more games to come in the Uncharted franchise. I understand like if they've closed the book on Uncharted, based on how Uncharted 4 ended and stuff like that.
Well, Uncharted 5's in development. It was in that one commercial. They just haven't announced it.
Okay.
The one commercial where like the news desk people and they're sitting at the giant PlayStation size like a giant desk looked like a PlayStation 5. And they showed off a bunch of titles that were out or coming out, and they were all titled except for one. And it was this blonde girl, probably late teens, early 20s, going through a cave and touching something that looked like a puzzle.
Oh, okay. No, I missed that. When did this happen? When was this?
Like February or March.
Okay, yeah, I missed it. I'll just say that. But yeah,
it's okay, LeRon. I forgive you.
No, I understand because like I feel like I was dangerously close to gaming burnout, and then like the ROG Ally kind of like brought me back into it.
Yeah,
I feel like I was dangerously close into that territory. Next game on my list is Chrono Trigger. I will say this: I feel like there is yet to be a Japanese JRPG like Chrono Trigger. But I will say this: Sea of Stars is not a JRPG, but Sea of Stars is definitely in that vein, and I like it. Hopefully, like as I play it more and more and progress more, like it will give me the same vibe and feel that actually just give me the same feeling I had overall Chrono Trigger. Because man, Chrono Trigger, there's memories behind Chrono Trigger in my opinion. Because there's just something so magical about how like the characters in Chrono Trigger just like. You kind of wanted to like be their friend and stuff like that. From Chrono to Marl to Luca to Ayla to Frog to even what's his name?
Vegas.
Yeah, Magus. I don't know why it was escaping me and stuff like that. But Robo and and it was just it was just like wow, like like they really put detail into a story, and also it was a story about time travel and like basically the butterfly effect, and all this stuff. And it was, and I feel like gaming. I feel like some of the greatest stories that I've ever come across, haven't been in books, haven't been in TV series, haven't been in movies. It's been in video games and stuff like that. And Chrono Trigger helps solidify stuff like that, And also like as a sci-fi junkie, I love stuff dealing with time travel. as long as it's not super convoluted and stupid. Because we've had some really super convoluted and stupid shit, that dealt with time travel and was like, what the fuck are you doing? Get out of here.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Chrono Trigger is one of the first games I also remember having multiple endings. Like there was multiple endings, there were multiple ways of beating the game and stuff like that. You can even beat the game within 20 minutes of playing it on New Game Plus.
Yep. That was impossible to do otherwise.
Yeah. Yeah. Next up is Dead Space, the original one for PS3. Dead Space came out at a time when I was tired of survival horror games. Like I had played and beaten so many survival horror games, Resident Evils here and there, Silent Hill every once in a while. But if it was a horror game, I had jump scares and stuff like that. Like I was playing it and things like that, and then I got burnt out because just like with JRPGs at a certain point, the formula got stale. Then I see a trailer for Dead Space, and I was like, okay. The first thing I'm thinking is this is Alien meets The Thing, and I need to play this game. and it's been hell ever since. Like I've played every game in the Dead Space franchise, like every game that was available. So from Dead Space 1, 2, and 3 to Dead Space, the rail shooter game that was on the Wii, to the two like interactive games that came out. I even finally got my hands on, thanks to my modded PS Vita, I finally got my hands on the Dead Space mobile game, which actually is part of the canon in the Dead Space series. And man, it was a phenomenon. It kind of brought me back into survival horror because I kind of got back into Resident Evil because of it, even though Resident Evil strayed for a hot minute, got back into it. And then we have this renaissance as the Dead Space remake. And I'm like, just keep remaking those main games in this series. I will give you the money. Just keep doing it. Yeah, Dead Space was a phenomenon. And what I liked about Dead Space is basically a game that talks about trauma and trying to live and cope with it and stuff like that, and I don't mean the trauma of you living through you the gamer living through a nightmare of a ship just going batshit around you and stuff like that. I mean,
a needle being driven slowly right into your eyeball, but then if you screwed up, it went right through your face.
Yeah. Yeah, man. Like there was a retrospective on the Dead Space trilogy, and it talked about the stages of trauma and grief that Isaac went through from game to game, and it's a wonderful study in psychology, basically. And and to think these are video games that are conveying these stories.
Mm-hmm.
It's amazing, and I don't understand why people downplay video games to the point to where they say it's not viable entertainment. It's not. It doesn't have emotional or literary depth, because I'm like, you just don't understand. You just don't play video games, do you? Games have been doing this shit since. The video games have been doing this shit since Pong. What's wrong with you?
Yeah, the thing too is people think video games still are just like Mario or Call of Duty, right? There's no in between or no nuance or no writing, right? Everybody just thinks of Grand Theft Auto, but old school Grand Theft Auto, where you're just running over prostitutes and shooting people with rocket launchers because the code or whatever, right? Or Call of Duty because Call of Duty is what it is. Or now everybody just thinks of Fortnite, or and then on the Nintendo side, you just think of Pokemon and Mario, and people just don't think about the stuff that's in between, right? One of my favorite trilogies, which I almost put on my list, but I had to make some tough choices, is the new Tomb Raider trilogy, right? I love that trilogy, and I love the story they're telling, and Uncharted is another great one that I really love, and I think Uncharted 2 was actually the reason why I bought my PS3, and God of War 3 were the two games that I wanted a PS3 for. And so, I ended up getting Uncharted 1 and 2 because they sold the Ultra 2-pack, right?
I remember that. I remember that.
I got the Uncharted collection for the PS4 and got them all in HD.
Yeah. Well, I have that now too, but
Yeah, I have that. I have that as well.
but and then there's stuff like, I mean, if you didn't know, I'm a huge Destiny fan, and the story that they've been telling over the last decade is like really great, and they tackled some really huge issues last year. I mean, tell me if you would have thought a game like Destiny would tackle things like racism and discrimination against the LGBTQ community, or stuff like that. Like there are whole seasons wrapped around those issues, and last year they tackled during Season of the Haunted, they tackled like mental health and anxiety and depression and regret. And it's like,
right.
Whoa, like, that's not what I really expected, but that's what it tackled, and like, I mean, they tell it in their own way within the universe, but it's still like, I mean, instead of like a black person and a Chinese person and a white person, it's like, a human and two different types of alien races and a robot, right? Like like that's what you're dealing with. And it was really interesting and really compelling. And if you dive deeper into the lore, there's even more, but we don't have time for that. But it's just interesting how these worlds you kind of fall in love with because they look interesting or fun, or the characters look cool. And then they tell this amazing story that you didn't think when you first started playing,
Mm-hmm. So. All right. And last but certainly not least is just the Dance Dance Revolution series of games, but not just DDR, but also like rhythm games genre as a whole. It's something about like playing a game, matching the beat, and just having fun, getting wrapped up in the music and stuff like that. So when we talk about like Dance Dance Revolution games, or we talk about the DJ Max series or Luminous, there's just so much out there. Guitar Hero, DJ Hero, Beat Mania, poppin' music. There's just music games, and especially like it doesn't matter because our musical tastes, are kind of one-sided. But when it comes to music games, for some strange reason, you wind up enjoying kind of everything that's thrown at you in a music game. Think like Parappa the Rappa or Unjammer Lammy. Was that the name of the game? Yeah,
mm-hmm.
Yeah. But I swear, like Buster Groove. Yeah, I'm talking about the dancing game, not the Bubble Bobble game that also got called it's called Buster Move. But basically all that stuff. I love rhythm games. And it's something that I talked about it last year. Remember, I was like, it's kind of like my therapy. Like when I'm just overloaded with video games, like I will just stop what I'm doing and play a music game.
Yeah, I remember last year you got really sucked into a phone game, right? Or earlier this year. Or,
yep.
I don't know how time works, but
yeah,
I remember.
Yep. And all because I was beat matching and playing music.
Beat matching, he says.
Man, that almost makes me want to update my list, just because I remember the whole Guitar Hero era and playing Guitar Hero 2 or 3 with my friend way late at night, and just like we would be competing against each other on like expert level, and it was just a lot of fun.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Oh, video games, man. They're
all
good.
Right, that's it for me.
I miss the 2000s.
The 2000s? No, you don't.
The new millennia.
Yeah. Do ya?
That was probably one of my favorite eras.
Yeah. Well, Pat, it's your turn. Let's talk about some Pat games.
What were the games that molded me into the man that I am today? Well, it all started with a game called Mega Man 2. This is probably the very first game that I ever owned.
Mega Man 2 almost made my list.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, my dad originally got a Nintendo for himself. He got Legend of Zelda. Zelda is the very first video game I have played. I was not very good at it, considering I was 5 when he got it. So, yeah.
I was
But,
1.
Yeah, you were 1.
When Zelda came out, yeah. Not even.
Thank you for aging us. Yeah, no, and I do remember playing Mario, but Mega Man 2 was my first game, and it was a game that I would just play over and over and over again. In fact, we had to have limits where I was allowed to play like one round of Mega Man, and then my brother would be allowed to play his 10-yard dash or 10-yard fight or whatever. Yeah, my
Thank God Mega Man 2 had save codes.
Yeah.
You'd have been screwed. Like, this is not like Super Mario 3 where it was like, man, you turn the game off, you had to start over.
I would still play it in one sitting if, when I could. So that game, like, I knew the levels by heart, and that game was awesome. And, there's still times I play it.
Let me ask you a question, because apparently, like, the order I play the bosses in is not the right order.
I guarantee you, the order I play the bosses in is not the right order either.
All right, so let's talk about this real quickly. The first stage I do is Airman.
I do Flashman.
You do Flashman, okay?
Mm-hmm.
I go from Airman to I go, whoa, Flashman? Shit. I
don't know why.
I remember trying to do that as the first stage, and I could not.
Yeah, his stage was hard, but he as a boss was actually pretty simple, and he had a weakness to the regular gun.
Yeah, but I go for Airman to Crashman, and then for some odd reason from Crashman go to Metal Man.
That is pretty odd.
And then after Metal Man, then it kind of all falls into place. Metal Man to Bubble Man to Heat Man to Wood Man to who did I do after Wood Man?
Cut Man.
That's Mega Man 1.
I don't know.
Well, you still have Quick Man, but yeah.
Quick Man's last. Quick Man's the one I did after Flash Man. So wait, I think yeah. So from Woodman to Flashman,
Magnet Man,
and then Flashman. That's Mega Man 3. Flashman to Quickman.
No, Magma Man was Mega Man 8.
Who? What? Oh, Magma.
No, not 8. 9.
Yeah, Magma's 9.
No, I said Magnet.
Oh, Magnet. Yeah, that's
3. That's Mega Man 3.
Woodman. There's a Woodman, right?
2.
Yeah, nailed it.
Go on. Try. Say some other words. Maybe we'll get it right.
Mm-hmm. Tornado Man.
That's 9.
Wait, no, Tornado Man? No. That's Mega Man X.
No, that's still 9.
That's 9? Tornado Man?
Yeah.
I think you're right.
Electric Man.
That is 1.
Okay, I'm done.
Yeah, Tornado Man was 9. Yep.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So, anyways, that was the game that really got me into video games to begin with. Now, the games that got me into RPGs was actually a combination of 2. Now, the story behind this was we had a Super Nintendo, and my dad had a friend at work who, after he finished his games, would then just give them to my dad. And then my dad would just pass them on to my brother and I.
Yeah, that's
and
a nice dude.
The games that we got from him were like the whole bundle, but the ones particularly that was given to me was Breath of Fire and Final Fantasy VI, otherwise known as 3 back in America. And, yeah, those are the games that really got me into RPGs. There was something about the world of Breath of Fire, where it's this fantasy world where dark and light dragons battled, and like there were so many different clans of various people. There were the Winged Kingdoms, there were the Beast People, there were the thieves that could transform, the Ox Person, the Snake Witch. Like, there was just so many different groups. And I also love the fact that these villains were like human, but then they transformed into like something like uber powerful. That just like blew my mind back when I was a kid. Final Fantasy VI though had an amazing story. I like fell in love with the story, being able to name the characters after like your friends. You named the girl after whoever you liked. I named myself after Edgar in that game. For me, Edgar was the main character because for me, he felt like he was in the story the longest. Like out of all the characters, both in the world of light and then the world of world of balance and world of ruin, he was the one that showed up pretty fast on both sides. But that I those were like some of the first RPGs I actually played all the way through to completion. And
as much as I love Breath of Fire, I never played the original Breath of Fire game. I never played the original. Like I tell you what, Breath of Fire 3 and 4, like I can't pick which one is my favorite. Like I love Breath of Fire 4.
They were both great. Like I loved the world of Breath of Fire 4. I loved Breath of Fire 3, although for me, Breath of Fire 3 tailed off when it gets into the desert.
Yeah. Yo, Breath of Fire 4, Ursula with that gun. Oh my god. And dude, Final Fantasy 6, man. You know what? Like I was enjoying Final Fantasy 6, and then Kefka pulled the damn statues out of fucking alignment, and I was like, this guy is fucking nuts.
Okay, yeah, we can spoil it. He kills his boss right there and then. It's like, what are you doing? It's like, I don't need you. He throws him off the edge of the flying continent.
Yo, how about body slamming the Doom train?
Yeah, good old Surplex in the Doom train. And honestly, there's also that opera scene. That's still like one of the most pivotal. I guess pivotal. Thank you. Songs in the Final Fantasy lore. Like, I love that song so much. All that music was good. Anyways, so those are the games that got me into RPGs. Interesting enough, neither of them are my favorite game. My favorite one is Lufia 2, Rise of the Sinistrals. But, this isn't about favorite. This is about games that molded you. So, Celeste, I threw in here because it is one of the games that, like, really spoke out to me. Normally, I would not play a game like this. I do not like very low pixel art. I don't like games that are super challenging. But there was something about the story that I heard of Celeste and how it dealt with depression and anxiety that I just needed to check out. And the game spoke to me. Like, I was able to see the underlying themes of, like, this is what depression feels like. This is what anxiety is like, or OCD, and like just the fact. Like one example was the inn level and how the place just kept getting more and more cluttered. The more like frustrated the innkeeper got, and to me, it's like this is what like OCD is like. It's just like when things just don't come together right. It just feels more and more like cluttered, and you're just getting more enclosed. But yeah, just the whole metaphor of like overcoming depression and anxiety, and just taking like baby steps and learning to breathe, and to even learning to live with the darker side of yourself. Like all these things were just like spoke to me, and it's one of the reasons why I absolutely love Celeste and was able to just get right through that game. And it's also probably one of the reasons why I really like finding those indie games that deal with things, emotional trauma, and depression. Like, it speaks to me. It makes me feel like there's someone out there that understood what I go through at times. So that game has a special place, and that's why I threw it on my list. I threw Picross on my list.
Wow.
Yeah, because I absolutely love this series. It's one of those where when a new one comes out, it's like, well, here's another $8. Take my money.
You're like CJ from Grand Theft Auto. Oh shit. Here we go
Shit, here
again.
we go again. Yeah, it's I love these visual puzzle games. It's they consider it a picture crossword where they give you numbers on the vertices and the horizontal um, lengths, and you have to like fill holes and able to get this picture to form. And I could seriously just like play these games for hours and hours, and it's a lot of fun, and I do enjoy video games with puzzles, so I think that's why that one's on my list. Um, and finally, a series that I've really gotten into in the last like 5 years is the Like a Dragon Yakuza series. Mostly because this is the perfect game that covers like all your bases. It is it's a deep, involving drama story that has batshit crazy side quests that just make you like, what the hell is going on here? Like, one moment I'm like trying to survive Japanese mafia, and the next moment I'm trying to court some lady in a hostess club, or play this card game that takes the form of like women wrestlers in skimpy outfits with like a bug headdress. Like this game like literally has everything. It's an RPG, it's a fighter, it's a go-kart game, it's all sorts of mini games. And with so many iterations of the game, like the city itself, like I almost know Kamurocho better than I know my own neighborhood. Like, I know which streets to go to get to this place. Every time a new game comes out, I'd love to wander around Kamurocho and be like, oh, okay, that store's there. This store got replaced. It's pretty interesting. It's just cool to see that city evolve from the 80s, from Yakuza 0 to the current gen right now as of Judgment 2. So
Speaking of which, I just got Judgment.
Judgment
and I just got Judgment on PC, and Last Judgment is available now on PlayStation Plus. If you're if you're on the extra tier.
Yeah. No, both of those series are great. Both of those games are great, and I gotta say, the bad guy in Judgment is whew. I would not want to mess with him, but the story in Lost Judgment was still pretty spectacular, and you got to beat up high school kids.
By the way, did you see that PlayStation Plus is going up? The premium
only
tier
by
is like
$20 for the most bare basics. So cloud storage for $80, guys.
That's gross, man. $80.
That makes me sad.
Oh wait. Wait. The basic tier?
Yeah.
Yep, basic tier is $80 a year.
Oh, how did I miss that?
They just announced it today, I think.
Oh, okay.
$20 price increase.
Okay, so it just hadn't hit my radar yet. That's all.
That reminds me, I need to cancel my extra tier.
I need to double check.
You cancel your extra tier? Like extra tier is like the good tier, though.
I know, but I don't play third-party games on PlayStation.
The one that's getting screwed the most. That's the one that's going up like $35.
Yeah, it's like what, $180, $190 a year for premium.
Let me see this.
Yeah, everyone's right now in arms with how high PlayStation's kicked their price to match Game Pass. And it's like, you guys don't have a freaking Game Pass. You can't do this.
I mean, I'm going to be honest with you. I think the extra tier is like way better than Game Pass in terms of titles available. But I like third-party titles. What?
Wait, is this?
I don't know you anymore.
Why? What do you mean?
You're supposed to support the Xbox Game Pass.
I know, but I'm just saying. I honestly think in terms of bigger third-party games, it's at least on par with Game Pass. I feel like they don't market it correctly. I think the extra tier could be bigger than Game Pass if they marketed it correctly.
I don't know. I need to double check to see what would happen if I drop.
Extra went up.
Like what happens to my cloud saves if I drop the PlayStation Plus?
Extra went up $35.
Yeah.
And that's if you buy the year year one. I don't think they announced what just a single month costs now.
Yeah. Well, it's probably what is it now? $15-$16 a month?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah. Well, I did the 3-month tier and it was $45. So 15, 16, $17 for the extra tier.
I just want to know, if I quit, are they going to delete all my cloud saves?
You can't access them if you unsubscribe. But if you resubscribe, you can access them.
So that's the issue. I have so many PlayStation stuff. I need those clouds.
Yeah. I mean, I'm sure.
I feel like the premium tier is going to hurt the worst, because like I was already not going to last year I was not renewing on premium, and then I forgot that I had a credit card attached to my PlayStation, and it auto renewed, and it pissed me off.
Mm-hmm.
This year I got because technically I'm now spending what, $15 more. Yeah, so technically, because I don't play anything in the premium tier, you know, like, and I don't really care about like
Mm-hmm.
the stuff that actually hits, and I don't stream, you know.
I also think there isn't enough like quote unquote retro stuff from PS1 or PS2 on the premium tier to make that price point worth it.
Yeah.
Like if you're gonna put like, I don't even know what would be. I don't really know a lot of PlayStation 1 games aside from like Crash and Tomb Raider and Jet Moto. Oh man, Jet Moto and Cool Borders. Put those on there.
Jeez, what the hell?
Yeah.
I don't. Oh God, you know, Andre and I got some stuff to talk about when Crossroads kicks back off.
Oh my gosh, dude, it's insane. It's just ridiculous. I mean, Game Pass went up too to $17 a month, Ultimate.
Yeah,
but I mean that's probably
and there's no discounts because like what, they only sell them in like 3-month batches, right?
Mm-hmm.
So what, $17.99 a month, right?
Yeah. Well, the 3-month one is still $45 for Xbox Ultimate.
So $17.99 a month is $216 a year. How much did you say the 3-month batches are?
45.
So 45 times
it's 180.
180. Yeah, there you go. That's how you save your money.
Yeah. So I think they want to do a year one, but that number is so large, you know.
180.
Yeah, dude. Yeah,
it is.
That's a lot to put on a gift card or something. I mean, granted, it could be like 150 for a year, right? But I don't know. It still seems that number is really high for people to swallow,
right?
Mm.
Yeah, but I can't believe like. Then again, 135 compared to 135 a year compared to 180 a year still is much more, like substantial, in savings.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but still.
Yeah. Yeah, I wish I had a list of extra tier games in front of me because I'm looking through through Game Pass right now, and I'm trying to figure out like what third-party games are on here that.
What are you talking about for PlayStation Plus?
Yeah, but I'm looking on
extra tier, right?
Yeah, I'm just trying to see what third-party games are on there. Because there's a lot of third-party, like older third-party games on here, and obviously they've got Lies of P coming, and so I guess Game Pass has more bigger third-party games than I thought. I just don't look through a whole lot.
I feel like Game Pass has a good variety of both.
Yeah, Game Pass has a good variety.
Yeah. Oh, okay. I guess I just don't search Game Pass that often because the games that I am interested in are always promoted on the front page of the Game Pass app. So Man, there's a lot of Ubisoft games on here. Yakuza.
I really wonder.
Okay, Persona.
I wonder what these price hikes are on these subscription services for. Is it for the cost of the servers?
They want to compete against Xbox
Because I doubt I doubt this is going to wind up in bigger payouts for the companies that like license their stuff to be on the services. I doubt that's what it is.
Yeah, I don't know, man. Anyways, that could be a topic for a different day. Subscription models. We could do that for an extra tier, or if we want to make it a main line topic. But Pat, you can continue yours. Sorry we interrupted you.
No, I'm done. Like a Dragon was my last one.
Great, it's my turn.
Yes, it is.
Okay, so where's mine? Okay, so I'm going to start from the beginning, the very beginning. The game.
Oh Lord.
Well, maybe not the very beginning. The second beginning, because I played a lot of Kaboom and Commando and all these Atari games with my dad. The Atari version of Pac-Man. Oh,
Kaboom!
Yeah, dude, Kaboom's awesome.
Taking me back. Oh my god!
How many copies of ET did you have?
I didn't have any ET.
It's because they were all in that landfill.
Yeah. So I actually got an NES from my cousin. With a bunch of games, but I got the Game Boy and the NES around the same time. I don't really remember which one I got first. I think it's the game. I'm pretty sure I got the Game Boy first because I got it. It's like one of my first memories. I was like 3, getting ready to turn 4, and my grandma bought me a Game Boy with Tetris and boxing. Probably 2 games you shouldn't be giving a 4-year-old. But Tetris, man, Tetris is like. I don't even know how to describe Tetris except that it's like the most perfect game ever. Tetris changed my life, And once I actually learned how to play Tetris, man, I was obsessed. I was done, You couldn't convince me of anything. Like Tetris on the Game Boy was such an amazing experience, and that kind of made me want to venture out into other games, right? But like, I almost refuse to play other puzzle games because Tetris is so perfect. Like, Puyo Puyo, get that out of here. Dr.
Mario. Dr. Mario.
Yeah, get Dr. Mario out of here. Dr. Mario sucks.
You didn't like popping them pills?
No, get that out of here. But Tetris, man, not all versions of Tetris, I should say, but Tetris, Tetris DS, Tetris Effect, Puyo Puyo Tetris. The Tetris portion is pretty fun. Tetris has just been around, and I own Tetris on every single console that I own. Right? It's just the greatest game. It's the perfect game. I don't know how else to say it. Although I haven't watched a Tetris movie, so that I guess I'm not a real fan.
I haven't finished a Tetris movie.
Yeah. So
I don't have Apple TV.
Rip. So the next game on my list, I suppose, is Super Mario 64. I'm not a big 3D Mario guy, but like that was the first game I ever played that was in 3D, and it was incredible. I moving Mario around with that dumb claw controller. I mean, that controller was made for Mario. I'm sorry. That controller was designed for Super Mario 64 and nothing else. But I mean, the whole getting it for Christmas thing, my grandma getting me an N64, and I had Mario 64, and then Pilot Wings was the second game I got, and then Wayne Gretzky's 3D Hockey. But Mario 64 is the game that like made me realize that video games were more than just something fun to do for a half hour or 45 minutes or whatever. Like, I was obsessed with Mario 64. I got all the stars 3 separate times. I really loved fighting Bowser and spinning him around and throwing him into the bombs was super fun.
Mm-hmm.
And
so long, Bowser.
Yeah.
Wait, what?
Yeah. Did you know they took that out of the 3D All-Stars version?
Mm-hmm.
Just so
Because people miss it. When he spins him and releases, he says "So long, King Bowser," but the way it's jarbled up, it sounds like he says "So long, gay Bowser."
Yeah.
So
Yeah, Mario 64 was a game changer in my honest opinion. It's sad though because I didn't progress much further into the full 3D Mario era,
yeah.
I feel like with all the games that have come out since Mario 64, like the only one that I really care about is Mario 64 and Mario Sunshine.
Yeah. I actually never played any I played them, but I never finished any 3D Mario game after that until Super Mario 3D World. I don't like 3D Mario games except for Mario 64.
I'm the same way. I'm honestly the same way. Like I don't really like them, and I feel like honestly Nintendo just does too much, with the Mario games, especially in the 3D realm, like
Yeah.
like I'm slowly like falling out of love with the 2D Mario games, but man, like they go balls to the walls
Yeah.
with the 3D Mario games. Like I knew I was in trouble when I was working at GameStop. I was assistant manager at GameStop when Mario Galaxy came out, and the Nintendo rep came in, popped it in there, and had us try the game out, so we could start talking to customers and selling it.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember the first time I ran from the top side of the map to the bottom side, and that shit flipped on me, and I was like,
Mm-hmm.
I immediately felt my stomach bottom out. I was like, no, I can't do this.
Yeah. Mario Sunshine was okay, but I hated the best parts of Mario Sunshine were the levels where you didn't have the dumb flood pack. I hated using the water to traverse. Mario Galaxy made me sick. I've never touched Mario Galaxy 2.
Yeah, Mario Galaxy. Yeah, and same. Mario Galaxy made me sick to the point where I had no interest in Mario Galaxy 2, and apparently Mario Galaxy 2 fixed everything that made people dislike Mario Galaxy.
I don't care. I'm never going back. They didn't put it on Switch in the 3D All-Star Collection either, so I'm definitely never going back because I hate the Wii.
Because they're waiting for the 3D or All-Star Collection 2.
What's in that collection?
That's going to have Mario Galaxy, Mario's 3D World, and Mario Odyssey. And it's going to retail for $180.
Well, I only like one of those three games, so I think it just has to do with 3D platformers in general, though. I'm not very good, especially at like depth of field when you're running forward. For some reason, my eyes are just terrible at detecting that.
What's crazy is that you completed Mario 64 3 times, and to my opinion, that is the hardest of the 3D Marios.
Well, then I'm awesome. No,
You are. I've never even completed it. Like, I beat the game, but I never, 120 starred it, ever.
Yeah, but I mean, Mario 64 was the only N64 game I had for 3 or 4 months, right? I mean, I remember trading in some Sega Genesis games to get Wayne Gretzky's 3D hockey, and that was a terrible decision. But all right, we're moving on. God of War 2.
God of War 2.
Dude, God of War 2 is like...
Why 2?
It's incredible.
2. Why not 2?
Yeah, why not 2?
Okay, explain it to me, because like the old school God of War trilogy just got on my last fucking nerve. So dude, explain it to me.
I love all those games, even Ascension. I love that whole series. Yeah. But like God of War 2, like the opening where you're fighting the
Colossus.
Yeah, the Colossus, and then just like that whole game is just like the weapons you get, the way Kratos falls from grace again and like tries to come back, and when you go and like start ascending and just murdering everybody, it's just so fun, man. God of War 2, like Man, God of War 2 is just amazing. God of War 2 is the best. It's the best one. 3 is amazing too. And the way it ends, like where when you get to Gaia and you just start climbing and he's like, Zeus, I'm coming for you or whatever he says. And then like God of War 3 literally picks up right where God of War 2 left off. And like they recreate that whole ending scene in like glorious, amazing graphics.
Okay.
Oh man, dude, God of War 2 and 3 are so good.
I like 2 because you got to check out like different environments.
Yeah.
And
yeah,
you definitely have different weapons, and you got to fight some different people.
Yeah. It was great. God of War 2 is
different.
great. It made me really appreciate like action games. You know, because like up to that point, like the only kind of quote unquote action games I had played were like Zelda, and I guess you could call Kingdom Hearts an action game. And so like God of War was really good. I liked God of War, but God of War 2 like really made me fall in love with that series. And then God of War 2018 messed it up.
Huh.
I don't like the new ones.
I'm not going to challenge you on this one. I'm not.
That's fine. I don't like the new ones. I really don't like Ragnarok.
I'm taking a quick sidebar here to invite all of our listeners to hit us in the comments like what is wrong with Corey and his God of War like it's not even a reboot actually.
It's
like,
not. I hate when people say it's a reboot. It's literally God of War 4 and 5. Like just catch up.
Yeah.
You know, they did the Gears thing where like, yeah, Gears 4 is the 4th game, but like it's a great place to jump in if you've never played, right? Because after that, Twilight Princess, Zelda Twilight Princess. It helped me through a lot of weird and bad times, and like it just I don't know, I really enjoy the story and what's kind of happening in the Twilight realm, and Midna I think is the best companion Link's ever had, and I really love Twilight Princess. I've talked about it a lot for years. I've talked about that game, and I think it's the coolest version of Link. I think that's the best looking version of Link. Still, I like the kind of, I know it's not like a dark tone, but I do like the darker elements of that game. The dungeons are the best dungeons. It's also the game that made me like truly love Zelda, because like Ocarina of Time, like to this day I think Ocarina of Time is kind of overrated, but Majora's Mask was cool, but like I had never really played a Zelda fully until Ocarina of Time. Like I played a lot of Link's Awakening, but I had no idea what a Zelda game was. I just kind of ran down the beach and murdered some guys and like went up into the forest. And obviously Link's Awakening on Switch is like one of my favorite games now too, but Twilight Princess, man, so good that I bought it 3 times.
You're probably gonna buy it a 4th time.
I will. You better believe it. Whatever console it's on, it will be purchased.
I would kindly agree with that.
Although I hated the Wii version because of the motion. I played the GameCube version on my Wii, just to spite the motion controls. And last but not least, Destiny. I don't think I really need to say anything about that. It's just, it was the first kind of like, I know it's technically not an MMO, but MMO-esque game that just continues and continues and continues, and you just kind of live in that world and make friends and start 2 podcasts about it. And, I mean, I
thought that was Anthem.
No, God, we did start an Anthem podcast. It lasted 8 episodes.
That's longer than the game.
I know. Well, here's the thing: we started 4 or 5 weeks before the game came out because if it became big, we wanted to be like on top of it. And then it came out, and we talked about it for 3 weeks, and then we stopped. And that last episode was more of like, I think Jesse got the comic books, and we were talking about those. And I'm like, okay, yikes, this is done. But those are my 5. So, and with that, we're gonna end the show because we've been going, kind of long.
We rambled a lot. We rambled about a lot of games.
We did.
Yep,
we did. So, I want to thank everybody for watching and or listening to this episode of the Boss Rush Podcast. We had another topic, but we'll save it for next week because I think that's still a cool topic. So yeah, and so you can follow us on Twitter and whatever other social media at Boss Rush Podcast, at Boss Rush Network. Subscribe to YouTube channel, leave us a comment, Patreon, YouTube, subscribe, whatever. LeRon and Pat, thank you for your time tonight as always.
Always a pleasure.
Thank you.
I want to thank everybody for watching and or listening. Until next time, we love you. Goodbye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
If you want to be a Patreon producer, head on over to patreon.com/BossRushMedia and find out which tier is right for you. Our Patreon producers at the $5 tier or higher for this month are Adriel Munger, Austin Campbell, Celeste Roberts, Christian S., Sana Deering, Francisco Santillan, and Rebecca Jewell. Thank you for your continued support.